What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrubby here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are all having an absolutely fantastic day, and Merry Christmas. I hope all of you guys got everything you wanted, had a good Christmas, surrounded by your family, your loved ones, all that good stuff. But yeah, if you are having yourselves a Merry Christmas, then go ahead and press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam. Santa Claus will come back tonight and make you return the presents by painstakingly writing a new envelope right after you've woken up, and trust me, that's gonna be basically torture, so press the like button. As you can tell from the title and thumbnail, ladies and gentlemen, today I have a pretty good story that should entertain you guys about a spoiled kid fighting Santa Claus at a holiday party. So you guys know that yesterday was Christmas Eve. Obviously, you are aware of how time works and understand that last night is a time where people get together and party with their families, you know? In my family, I don't see them an absolute ton. It's not like every day, I dial up my mom. Hey, mom, you trying to hang out and go mess with people? Like, I see my family enough for it to be normal, but I don't see my family too much to the point where it's kind of weird. So when I see them, there's a lot of catching up. And Christmas Eve is no joke in my family, okay? Christmas Eve is not a time to go half energy. It's not a time to not bring your best. No, people go hard for Christmas Eve in my family, and my entire family is there, This is cousins. This is uncles. This is, Billy Joe's kidney that he had removed in 8th grade still dropping by because we spent a lot of time together, Like, Christmas Eve goes hard. And one problem with this is I come from a pretty big family, so there's a lot of cousins and stuff that I don't really know that well. Like, my cousin's kids, that type of stuff going on. And I don't really get along with my family super incredibly well, There's too many Rogers, which is a spoiled cousin that I've had that I've told stories about before. But regardless, Roger's little brother, I remember him being pretty chill. I remember him being pretty cool, but I guess time changes things because the kid is an absolutely spoiled brat now, Keep in mind, like I said, when my family gets together on Christmas Eve, there's 100 people crammed into like a normal size house, so it's crowded and it's loud and it's hectic. And the entire time, this kid, Roger's brother, is just sitting there like, oh, I wonder what I got. I asked my parents for an iPad. Just being a little bit obnoxious about it, but whatever. No harm, no foul. And like I said, my family goes hard for Christmas, so we have this like Santa Claus costume that one of the uncles will get in and kind of surprise the younger kids with one present before they, are go to bed for the night. Like, that's kind of like, oh wow, Santa brought me one present to look at now. It's a tradition. Kids get all hyped about it. It's adorable, all right? Kids getting hyped over Santa Claus is a good thing. But anyways, so my uncle comes in this Santa Claus costume, and Roger's little brother immediately goes like, that's not the real Santa. Like, congratulations, buddy. You figured out what everybody knew. Thank you. The 3-year-olds are now not going to have the excitement because you need to point it out. But whatever. No harm, no foul. Roger's little brother is still a little bit young, so he still gets like one present from the Santa Claus, Like, it's just kind of like, oh, here's a present for you and for you. And he just gives everybody a present. And it's sweet, and it's supposed to be really fun. And when you're little, it's magical. Like, it's a tradition. And when you're a little kid and Santa Claus apparently comes into your house and gives you a present on Christmas Eve, it makes Christmas a ton of fun. But regardless, my uncle walks in dressed as Santa Claus, and it's not Roger's dad. It's a different uncle. And all the little kids are jumping for joy, do, oh my God, it's Santa Claus type stuff, just being super hyped about it. And I'm just sitting there smiling, because it's cute. Like, when you're a kid, it's a good memory. So to see other people experience it feels good. It's pretty normal. And anyways, he gets over to Roger's little brother and goes like, oh, and what do you want for Christmas? And this guy generally, like, when your uncle is Santa Claus, he has a present from your parents, and when you're little, it's pretty obvious. It's like whatever they were going to ask Santa for. But when you're a little bit older, your parents kind of give him something, and you just kind of are aware of what you're supposed to ask for to keep the illusion up. I hope that makes sense. For example, before you go, if you're like 17, your parents go, okay, remember, you asked Santa Claus for a phone, So when he asks, it's a phone. That's how it's supposed to work. And Roger's brother is kind of sitting there. And Santa Claus goes, oh, young man, what do you want? And Roger's little brother goes, I want an iPhone. And you can tell, like, my uncle's eyes kind of twinge. He goes, oh, I have a video game for you. Did you mean a video game? And the kid's like, no, I meant an iPhone. And so all the little kids are starting to pay attention because he's being super dramatic about it. And he's like, does Santa not have what I asked for? And like one of the little kids starts crying, right? The kid is being a jerk. He knew that this guy didn't have an iPhone. And the little kids are like, Why doesn't Santa have his? It's not good. It is not good, all right? It was not the nice thing to do in this situation. So my uncle kind of like pulls on his arm a little bit and goes like, you want a video game, and tries to, remind him a little bit, hey, you want a video game. I'm sure you can talk to your parents about an iPhone. I don't have one, so you need to be a video game. And he goes, Santa Claus is hitting me. Santa Claus is hitting me. And more of like the little cousins are getting upset, dude. And he's just smiling like he's enjoying this. He is watching a grown man in a Santa costume surrounded by crying children. And instead of thinking, oh, that's pretty traumatizing, he's like, ha ha ha, good. The children will suffer. Wow, this story sure is swell. Welcome to Scrubby's commercial block, where I tell you guys to buy merch to support the channel. That's it. Get merch. So my uncle is getting even angrier and like pulls his arm a little bit harder and goes, kid, you want the video game. And Roger's brother, instead of like just agreeing and shutting his mouth, goes, Santa's attacking me, and kicks my uncle in the shin as hard as he can, and then just starts like hitting my uncle, bro. Keep in mind, who's dressed as Santa Claus and that the little kids are convinced is actually Kris Kringle in the flesh here to deliver their presents, So they're looking over and their cousin is now WWE smackdowning Santa Claus. So all the little kids are getting upset. My uncle is getting pissed, so he picks up Roger's brother and like throws him off of him, and it's like, what is wrong with you? Are you insane? And Roger's little brother goes, oh, look, it's just our uncle. It's not even the real Santa. And so the kids are all upset. They feel like they've been robbed, and obviously we're able to calm down the kids and be like, hey, look, no, this is just practice Santa. Like, we need you guys to practice so when real Santa comes, you guys do better. And, they're little kids, so they're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's a logical conclusion. Of course, practice Santa does make sense. Like, okay, because of Roger's brother, I have to have a crowd of 8-year-olds around me trying to explain to them that no, children, it's not like that. This is like fire drill Santa, You know you have to do a fire drill at school to make sure you won't burn down? Yeah, we have to practice with Santa, okay? There's a government commission. We have to get registered and licensed to have Santa appear. It's a lot of paperwork. And like, of course they're little kids, so they're buying it. But I didn't really want to be lying to children on Christmas Eve. That's not my favorite go-to. I only lie to children the other 365 days of the year. I gotta keep my conscience clean for the other one. So regardless, I'm trying to distract the little cousins, and that's when I hear more of a ruckus, and I look in, and Santa Claus and Roger's brother are fighting again. I guess this time my uncle had kind of yelled at him and been like, why are you trying to be such a brat? You know how this is supposed to work. And I guess he was like, whatever, it's not my fault that you're poor and can't afford an iPhone, and started insulting my uncle. So my uncle went after him again, so he's fighting Santa Claus. All the little kids get upset again because once again, our cousin is throwing fisticuffs with Kris Kringle, okay? And you expect if Mike Tyson is your dad that Santa Claus might be a little bit rowdy. But when you're just not expecting it, seeing Santa Claus getting beat up is a lot. So anyways, they're fighting and they fall into the room where all the kids are. Like, we had taken them to a different room. And as it happens, Roger's brother pulls the beard off of my uncle and like snaps it back. So all the kids are now extremely upset because it just reminded them that this is not actually Santa. So I have to go back to convincing them that Santa Claus is gonna be there, I promise, and I just know better because I'm older. So whatever, it finally gets calmed down. I go into the other room with the adults to figure out the drama, and I guess Roger's little brother is refusing to apologize because Santa should have known that he was gonna want an iPhone, and like, it's all his parents' fault for not giving an iPhone to their uncle. He's trying to blame his parents for giving him what he asked for, He was like, yeah, well, I didn't want an iPhone until like 5 minutes before, and then I changed my mind. He wanted his parents to detect a millimeter brainwave from his tiny brain that he wanted an iPhone, go get it and fix the plan before he like had to ask Santa for it. The kid is delusional. That entire family is nuts. Out of all my cousins, all my aunts or uncles, I swear, this family actually thinks the universe revolves around them, dude. So obviously everybody's mad at them, and they're getting angry at us because like, how dare we pick on him just because he's so smart and intelligent. Like, oh yeah, I definitely come to Thanksgiving just to bully my cousin. That's my one goal. I go, my cousin that's so much smarter than me, better head over there and ruin Christmas just so I can blame it on him. And my grandma, for whatever reason, is always like really nice to them. Yeah, I just think that emotions got out of control. He didn't mean to cause a problem. Dude, he kicked Santa Claus in the shin. What do you mean he didn't mean to cause a problem? Didn't mean to cause a problem is when when you like accidentally fender bend in the grocery store and write your insurance information on a post-it. You crashed a semi-truck into the side of a Starbucks and got out and said, oops, accidents happen. Like, they are not the same. But regardless, the rest of Thanksgiving, or not Thanksgiving, Christmas, I swear, I'm trying to keep my holidays straight, all right? I might have had a little bit too much eggnog, all right? Regardless, the rest of Christmas was very awkward because they were off in their own world doing their own thing, pretending that they were somehow victims because this spoiled kid tried to fight Santa Claus for an iPhone. Moral of the story is make sure your kids aren't jerks. And on that note, though, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to press the like button. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comment section down below. Turn on notifications. Today's notification shout out goes to the very lovely, incredibly talented, and very hilarious ASDF 1906. Big thank you for having on notifications. If you want a notification shout out, send proof to my Instagram at Scrubby. And on that note, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you guys next time with another video. I'm out. Peace.